Mr. Secretary, I can't help but, listening to some of your comments earlier today of you so loosely using the word of illegal aliens. And I think coming from Texas and being an ordained minister, it's offensive, right, to our community. And I know you're trying really hard to fit into this administration, but it's offensive, and it's offensive to the same people that you preach and the members of your church in Dallas. And that's something I had to comment, and I hope that you can think about that and pray about that and hopefully change that behavior, because it's wrong and it's not a Christian thing to do. I'd like to turn my question, Mr. Secretary, to a more serious issue that we have at hand, and that's housing affordability in this country. And we have to be honest about that, because while we talk about immigrants, 30% of construction workers in this country are immigrants. And in Texas, about 40% of construction workers are immigrants. And in your city of Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Houston, San Antonio, that number goes up to about 60%, depending where you are. And just recently, I met with the South Texas Builders Association and had a very candid conversation about the labor shortage that we're suffering in Texas and across the country. Just last year, it was shown that we would have had 400,000 homes less built in this country if it had not been for immigrant labor. Right now, I have builders, I have realtors, I have lenders, I have title companies coming to me. These are folks who supported President Trump in his last election, who came to me and said what nobody else would say out loud: we need immigrants to build America. And we cannot do it without immigrant labor. We have a labor shortage in this country. We especially have a labor shortage in carpentry, in framing, in brick and tile laying. And I know people say, well, we need to build our workforce. Well, we probably do need to build our workforce, but we're not going to do that overnight. What are we doing, and what are you telling the president about these policies that are effectively killing any real chance of solving the housing affordability in this country?
Well, thank you, Congressman. I appreciate you being here. As a fellow Texan, I'm a fourth-generation Texan, and I want to go back to the comment you said that is offensive. I don't believe that it is offensive. I understand where you're coming from. But as a pastor, when I call black people black, that's not offensive. And so there's nothing that I'm going to say.
But there are words that you can call black people that would be offensive.
It
correct?
Is, but I'm not being.
Well, anyway, let's talk about what we're doing in the administration to solve our labor shortage.
Gotcha. I just wanted to recognize that.
Yeah, I think you're wrong, and I think
about me being a pastor, and so I do understand that the language that I use is very important. So, but I'm not being offensive. The American people, we have plenty of American people for American jobs. And that's my concentration. To say that we have to have migrants to do these jobs, I believe, is a slap in the face for the American people.
Well, we have a labor shortage that's
We need to increase the trades in our country. We need to bring back manufacturing in our country.
Okay, reclaiming my time. We do need to do that, but we're not going to do that overnight. How are we going to solve the housing crisis that we have in this country today and that we have in Texas that I'm sure you're very well aware of?
Of course.
We have a housing shortage. We have a labor shortage. We have projects that are on hold across the state of Texas and probably across the country because we don't have the labor to do it. And the only labor that is willing to do it is mostly immigrant labor that's doing some of the most dangerous work and the hardest work in this country that I think was exemplified when we had the bridge that collapsed here in Baltimore. We really need to have a serious conversation on addressing the labor shortage for this country. These are Donald Trump supporters. These people voted for Trump. They thought he was going to help the country, and he's actually hurt them. Framing prices in my district have doubled this year alone because of the labor shortage. That's just the framing of it. You can keep on going. Carpentry, bricklaying, roofing, those are all immigrant labor forces that are handling most of that for the country, but especially in states, in the largest and in the fastest growing states like Texas, Florida, New York, California, and many other places in this country. This is a serious conversation that can only be addressed by you and this president, and I really hope y'all can do that.